What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're here on another Sunday night talking about our favorite show, The Walking Dead. And my goodness, are things getting exciting. It's the middle of the season, guys. There's only 2 episodes left in 2017, and we have major plot developments going on. Episode 6, Season 8, The King, the Widow, and Rick. We will see you guys in just 1 second to break the whole thing down.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh man, we're in it, guys.
We're in it. Hey, we got the lights. We're official now. We're official.
Get to the side of the road. Hide. Yeah, there's people coming. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. We got the whole panel back.
The whole
I'm glad to
panel.
be back. Yeah. I mean, kind of the whole panel. It's like we have a 3-person panel now.
We do, yeah.
And that's okay. I'm really comfortable with that.
Me too.
But I feel that we're like a forged community now. You know, we've survived the apocalypse, and now we've settled with the 3 of us.
Yes.
It's true.
We're surviving. We're foraging. We're living in this room, and
I'm really just honored
And we
that I
got flashing
survived.
red lights.
And we got flashing red lights.
It's all about that.
Yeah. When people want to join the panel, we're like, how many walkers have you killed?
Yeah.
That should be the question. How many people have you
Have you
killed?
killed? Daryl's like, I've killed a lot of
238, actually. That's right.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're here on AfterBuzz TV talking The Walking Dead. It's Season 8, Episode 6, The King, the Widow, and Rick. And like I said, 2 episodes left in 2017. We're getting there. All Out War is almost halfway done. And yeah, like it's crazy. At one point in this episode, they mentioned this has been a day and a half. You notice that? I couldn't believe that it's been 6 episodes and it's been a day and a half of time. It's like I wonder if the entirety of the season is going to take place in the course of like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the main advantage points, or the points that we loved about the show, is that the way that they play with time. Like, they could either go months with passing by, or in this case, just a day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
And it was also all about negotiations, I feel like. You saw different groups just negotiating different things. You know, we had Rick to Jadis, Gregory to Maggie, it was like a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
Even Karl to Sadiq.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right,
So,
Sadiq, new
Sadiq.
character, who for a minute I thought was going to be dead again. Anyways, let's introduce my angelic panel back in the room.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? I am back. I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
What's up, everybody? I'm Derrial Christon. You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Just spell my name out.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's cool. What's up, guys? I'm Ben Bateman. You guys can find me at Ben Bateman Media, Twitter and Instagram. Let's talk Walking Dead. So we got three plot lines going on in this episode. As the episode is titled The King, the Widow, and Rick, we didn't get a whole lot of the King. He's not in the episode that much.
No.
So Ezekiel is one part of this. Rick and his conversation with Jadis. The Salvagers, I think they're called, right? Is that the Scrappers? The Salvagers, I think, is what they're called.
I just call them the garbage people.
The Garbage
Yeah,
People.
the garbage people.
I think they're called the Salvagers.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I just call them the garbage people because I like that name better.
He tries to strike a new deal, and then also we have a lot of stuff with Maggie and Hilltop and kind of what they're doing with their prisoners, and that's kind of the general episode. And Rosita's back.
And Rosita's
Yes.
back in
The
full
actress
force.
was pregnant, right? That was the deal, and that was why she was out of the show for a while.
Yes.
So she must have had the child and then
Came
now
back.
come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks great. I'm really glad she's back. She's one of my favorite characters.
Is she really?
Yeah.
We've
Really?
never
What do you-
talked about
yeah.
her.
Yeah, I really like her. I've enjoyed her from the beginning. I like the fact that she does whatever she needs to do to survive. I
Yeah.
like that she's so beautiful and she uses that to her advantage. Because I feel like other women would be like, no, I'm too good for that. But Rosita's like, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I need to do. And if that includes sleeping with everybody that I need to sleep with. And we got a little bit more of her backstory about where she's
Right.
come from and having to deal with, egotistical men, her entire, survival history to where she is now. I just think that she's one of those really greatly in characters.
She's acclimated.
She's acclimated.
to
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah.
She's used her beauty and smarts in conjunction. I don't like her as a character, but I
Okay.
appreciate that you do.
I do.
Nice stuff there, Ben.
Yeah,
Thanks for letting me know that, by the
I'm
way.
looking forward to disagreeing with you on this.
was
We've
funny.
talked about her on here quite a bit. I think Derrial, are you playing coy right now? You don't like Rosita either.
I like Rosita.
Really?
She hasn't always some of the storylines that they've given her haven't always been my favorite. But
Yeah.
I mean, I like Rosita.
Yeah.
She's not one of my favorite characters on the show, though.
She's just always like, this breakfast sucks. and then she's just like,
And pouty face.
I'm not going to enjoy this breakfast. And then it's like 6 episodes later, she's like still not enjoying her food.
But
Like,
then
that's
certain moments when they team up, for the example tonight with Michonne, and you know she's
Yeah.
just kind of like this, you know, badass team. I like it when it's more of that form
Yeah.
of her. You know,
Yeah.
She's had moments, but
she's
overall,
had. I'll give you. She's
had moments.
Yeah, she's grown on me. So she's only a small part of the episode, though. So I suggest we start with one of our 3 in this trifecta. Let's start with Rick, and encountering our newest. Let's call her perhaps part of the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Jadis,
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
In her like orange apron.
Yes.
In the junkyard. That was a good piece of fashion.
It looked like a leather apron.
Yeah.
too.
And I don't think she's
Very
wearing
stylish.
anything else under it.
No.
No, there was
No.
there was booty everywhere. I would say.
And side boob.
And
Yeah.
side
Very
boob.
classy side boob.
There's a lot of the garbage people that feels like an old like Mike Myers Sprocket sketch from like SNL
Yeah.
when they're like the Germans with like the bowl cuts in
Yes,
black and white
yes.
doing like the new wave German dancing. It's like super like modern.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I give Ezekiel a lot of crap for being like not believable.
Yeah.
And I never really thought of the salvagers or the garbage people, if you will,
Yeah.
to be that unrealistic, to have that unrealistic factor.
Yeah.
I just believe them for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. I know that it's like 2016 or whenever the year of this show takes place. But and the fact that they can't speak or they can't use vocabulary, I don't know why I believe it. I just do. I just do.
Yeah, you know, it's funny just the words, you know, that they use. Obviously, you know, just the one phrases, but it reminds me also sometimes of Stranger Things. If you've ever watched that,
Yeah.
11,
Right.
they
The way
kind of
she
talk the way
talks.
she talks.
Yeah.
You know?
It goes back and forth from bothering me with the garbage people. Some episodes I feel like I'm like, all right, I'm in on this. I think it's sweet that you guys like went full into this is a comic book, so like these people would have created their own language.
Yeah.
Other episodes I'm just like, you're not Yoda. Talk like a
Right.
person.
Right,
Like you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what you mean when you say that because you're not articulating because you could use 6 more words to tell me exactly what you mean.
Yes.
But I thought that was kind of funny, and the whole premise of like tank don't bother. But so Rick shows back up, and he's like, you know, we did see what he got the pictures for. That's the first time we had actually seen him say, and it starts with all the letters being written. So I guess that's why all the pictures are happening. I did like the idea that the pictures were going to be some sort of twisted history book.
Yeah.
Which maybe they still will be.
That's
but
a good. Yeah, I liked when you said that too,
Yeah.
but clearly that's not the case.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's like proof, like we smashed.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to convince like Jadis and the garbage people that, you know, you should be on my side now, you should switch sides. What I don't understand is I guess they have resources so Rick feels that he needs to try to convince them, but it's like, why would you trust her? She tried to kill you. She
tried to kill you,
shot
yeah.
you in the face.
And she let that be known today.
Right, yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
shot you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's
just-
like, you know, in the back and forth with that even, he's like, graze me, shot you, graze me, you know?
Yeah, he's just trying to make it not so obvious that he might turn on her in the end to try to like downplay it. Like, you know, it's just a graze. And she's like,
Right.
no, I
Right.
shot you. I think just shouting back to last episode when Negan said that people are a resource. And I feel like that's what Rick is ultimately after is the people and their skills. I mean, if they are so ruthless as to, you know, turn on whoever they need to turn on at the drop of a hat or whoever has a better deal, then that's somebody that I would want on my team when battling against somebody who is as ruthless. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Who will do anything they need to survive.
Yeah.
I guess I just sort of feel like Rick, at the point that he was at in the battle, like sauntering into the junkyard and just being like, be on my side. And then like a part of me just feels like he's like, yeah, we're just going to kill you actually.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
why wouldn't we?
Well, it's interesting too his approach of how it was almost like he was threatening her as well because he says, you know, what they do next depends on what you do now. You know, yes, he's negotiating, but he's also to me pulling, you know, showing his hands. You know,
Right.
he's like, listen, we can go back and forth about this, but you're gonna if you aren't on the right side of this, you're gonna go down. You know.
And maybe there's a part of him that's just like, they understand clearly with like the take don't bother philosophy that I'm a bargaining chip and I lead my people. So even if they don't want to take my deal, they're not going to kill me. They'll imprison me because they know that I'm worth something.
Right.
So maybe that's why he's like less worried about going
Well,
there.
let's not also forget that Jadis has like this weird love and like this weird
Yeah.
like attraction to Rick.
She just
Yeah.
wants to dominate him.
She wants.
basically.
I think she
so,
wants to
yeah.
dominate him. I think she wants to be dominated by him.
A
I
little
think
bit.
that
I do
there's
too.
not
Yeah.
that many men around for her right now that are on equal footing in the dominant field as she is. And I feel like Rick knows that.
Yeah.
And I think that he is upplaying that because she could have easily killed him. And I think we'll talk about it in predictions, but she could have easily just killed him and she didn't.
Yeah. Well, Vader Girl says Rick has a Jadis fetish. So.
Oh, you think that's why he went back? Vader Girl.
There you go. That's what Vader Girl thinks.
Rick does like strong women.
He does like strong women.
He does.
He went in and
She may give Michonne some competition.
Was she still wearing the sheer apron when Rick showed up, or was that before Rick showed
It
up?
wasn't a sheer apron.
In Ben's fantasy.
We wished it was a sheer apron because if it had been, it would have been amazing. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that she put on clothes to go see him. Because if she had walked up with the apron on, and it was just all like side like nudity, I would have just been in love with it. I would have been like, "This is amazing."
Derrial and I both wrote sheer aprons.
We did at the same time.
It was an orange apron, gentlemen.
It was an orange apron.
It may not be a sheer apron, but it felt like a sheer apron.
It felt very sheer.
Okay.
You guys just like the side move.
Let's move on. Let's move on. So, by the way, the actress that plays Jadis, I don't have her name written down in front of me. I looked her up the other day. Gorgeous. Absolutely
She's
gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah.
She they were like go out of their way to make her look like very strange because she lives in a junkyard.
Yeah.
And they give her like sweet bangs.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and she doesn't look that dirty to live in a junkyard.
No, the pictures on IMDb are like she does not resemble the same person at all.
No, of course not. I mean, look at Denai. I can never say her last name. She's beautiful as well.
She is.
Agreed.
So I mean, they just like ugly them up for The Walking Dead.
We'll say interesting them up.
Yeah.
All right, so at the same time that we have Rick talking to Jadis and her sheer apron, we also have two other things going on. So I figure we'll cover Karl and what's going on in the kingdom first because it's smaller, and then we can kind of spend the majority of the episode on what else is going on. So Ezekiel's broken. And we got some really important moments to end the episode with Ezekiel and Karl talking about leading the people, and he's sort of like, why would you want me out there? I can't do it. He keeps saying can't.
Yeah.
And she has to say to him, it has to be you. You have to lead your people. I believe. And then she says, why did you come visit me out in that house? And he's like, because I felt like you made me feel real. I actually really liked that moment.
Me too. Yeah.
It was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Ezekiel's like sort of the reality of him breaking through a little bit.
Right, that's what I was going to say. It's like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
It just I never felt like she thought he was real. But he thought that enough that it made him feel special or cool or attractive or powerful in some way to go see her.
Yeah.
And it really it reminds you that they are in this crazy situation, this crazy life or death situation, but you just have to kind of fight for every inch. You have to fight to feel the way you feel. And he's in that moment, that's what he's clinging on to. And I thought that was a great exchange from those two.
Yeah, and you also see, kind of what you're saying, but from the beginning, it's like she saw him as a joke almost, and unbelievable. Now you feel that she respects him. She's seen who he is as a person, even when she says, you have to act every day. She's saying, basically, she's like, fake it till you make it. I don't care how you're feeling. You got to fool these people to think that you're this leader that's going to take care of them, because once they see that your morale is down, it's going to destroy the entire group. So you got to keep up that fake, that fakeness. She even was honest. She's like, I have to do it all the time myself, and I respected that about her.
Yeah. I love this moment from the beginning of the opening shot when they showed him with the Shiva's chains in his hand.
Yeah.
And it was just the imagery was just so powerful because she was tied up, and now I feel like because of what happened, he's trying to tie himself up.
Right.
And I just felt like Karl now has to break those chains because he's going to just, revert into himself and not want to help anybody else. And you can't really blame him. I mean, he's gone through a significant loss, and it's not something that you can just come back from so easily, not like Karl, who loses a daughter and just is all back in the next day.
Right.
So I feel like, and we kind of called this coming. We kind of said that Karl was going to be one of those people, the only person that could really pull him out. Not Jerry, not somebody else from the kingdom. No, it's just going to be her. And I feel like they're only going to get closer the more that she tries to get him out.
Yeah, I actually thought that this was going to be a moment where we saw them have some type of little bit more, like even a chemistry with each other. Like reveal that they like each other. In that way, a relationship romantic way.
Yeah, definitely. It was a very powerful moment, and there was a couple different things you made reference to it already, Dee. But when she says, "I act every day," I have to pretend that I am this way. I think that's really interesting with her character because of what we've seen from her and the change we've seen from her and how much she's such a pronounced character in this show. She's so different than she was when the show started.
Yeah.
When she says that in this moment, it makes you feel like, I wonder how much of how she acts, because she said I have to act normal,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, I wonder, is the crazy, psychotic, kill everyone to survive mode, is that acting? Is that putting on a face that she doesn't want to be? Who is Karl really?
I honestly think, because you know how they say people who are depressed don't want anybody else to feel depressed because they know how shitty it feels.
Right.
I feel like if Karl just let everything go, that's who she is. I felt like the Karl in the cabin, when she was just in the cabin and just like totally like broken down, I feel like that's who Karl is or would be on a regular basis if she didn't fight and continue to act and continue to try to be a better person.
Yeah.
I just feel like she's been through so much and just all the loss that she's experienced. And granted, every character on the show has experienced loss in some kind of way, but I feel like it just affects Karl in a different way. And I feel like that's who she would really be if she just let it out.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, she has to be this way because she obviously, when we first saw her enter the first season, she was abused by her husband. Then we've seen her lose her daughter, and then the ups and downs of just battle, and how we've seen how she's become a great leader. But I think, you know, she still has this quality that she is very sensitive in a lot of ways, because I was even saying today how kids gravitate towards her very easily. You know, in several seasons, even tonight we saw Henry, you know, wanting to go with her to battle, and we've seen in other seasons that kids just really attached to her. So they're even though she's harsh, 100% real with them, and they still want to be with her, you know, and that says something about her character.
But I think that's why they gravitate toward her, because kids are smarter than we give them credit for. I feel like when you're a kid and you're in this kind of environment, you just want somebody to be straight up with you, and Karl is that person for these kids. And I feel like that's why they gravitate towards her. There's no like sugarcoating or anything like that. So
well, it depends how old the kid is. I think there's a point where you want an adult to be an adult, and I think there's a point where you want an adult to coddle you. And she works really well with the second half, or with the first half.
Yeah.
But it's funny you mention it, because she is kind of the only character on the entire show that they write that would just be like, kid, you're stupid. Get away from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're stupid. You don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Like, I want nothing to do with you. They don't really write any of their characters that way, but Karl's just like, I need to survive.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 6. Get away from me.
I don't care if
You're gonna compromise my position. But then she's always like, okay, take this gun, 6-year-old.
Right.
yeah.
She's, you know what I mean? Like,
She does.
That's kind of Karl's MO, and like I think that's kind of great, and also kind of hilarious that's like her character is she is the most straight up. She's like an odd duck. Karl's like
She is.
very strange. She's a very strange character.
Yeah.
But I mean, we would all be strange if we went through what she went through.
That's
I think.
true.
You know what I mean? There would be a little bit of it. You know, Backdraft Production says Karl isn't as interesting as people make her. She's just made a habit of overcompensating for her pain. You think that?
I think she's just as interesting, but she has made a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think the two
half
ideas
agree
are
with that.
mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what else is going on with Karl? Did we miss anything else? She gets approached in the woods by Henry, who wants to follow her, who she doesn't want. She's like, I'll deal with this myself. Gives the gun to Henry. He's like, come with me. And so now she's got another sidekick who's going to help her through this whole thing. No Morgan, but news on Morgan, because we're the Walking Dead Weekly.
Yeah.
We cover all the Walking Dead.
Right.
Big announcement. Fear the Walking Dead crossover. Morgan is the announced character as of tonight.
Yes.
He will be appearing on Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's big.
I don't
Yeah,
know
think
what
it's gonna be
I don't know
interesting.
what the continuity is going to be. I didn't watch season 3 of Fear.
Yeah.
So I don't know kind of how the two shows intersect in terms of timeline.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, does that mean Morgan's going to leave The Walking Dead, I wonder?
I was reading some articles about it, and they said no, he is not going to leave The Walking Dead. They actually start shooting Fear the Walking Dead in Texas tomorrow, so he's going to actually be out there in Texas shooting. So he's not leaving The Walking Dead. I'm on the same page as you. I don't, even after watching season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead, I don't know where they're going to fit him.
Yeah.
If anything, it would have to be a flashback.
Yeah.
Because if we look at it from season 1, episode 1 of The Walking Dead, he was with his wife and son,
Right.
and they helped Rick.
Yeah.
So
Well, the wife's dead, I think.
yeah, but I mean, well,
Yeah.
she was,
she's
obviously
dead.
dead in
Yeah,
the
definitely
episode.
dead.
But he had what I'm trying to establish is he had a whole family before
Yes.
this whole thing started. So I'm trying to figure out where they're going to place him in Fear the Walking Dead.
Right.
And I'm just gonna be honest, I'm a little disappointed that it's Morgan's character, Lenny James. I feel like they could have picked
Somebody more interesting.
I would,
something
yeah.
more
I-
interesting.
I wish
Yeah.
they
Who
could've.
would you have picked, ideally?
Maybe I mean, I would really maybe Rosita, Abraham, or Eugene as a group, because they have traveled so
Right,
far, and we have,
right.
like I said, had heard of stories of Rosita having to deal with other people and all this stuff. Morgan was in his house when this all went down. So where you had a family, you had a wife, you had
Well,
a son. Like where are you gonna?
Because remember that Morgan, he like meets Rick and then
Right.
he disappears for a long time. Then he shows up in the Here Is Not Here episode when he has to,
Right,
when Rick
no,
finds
of
him.
course.
And then he disappears again and he shows back up in Alexandria. So
I don't think that he's going to be able to go from coast to coast in that amount of
Yeah,
time.
that's
Like it took them like what 6 seasons just to get from Georgia to Virginia.
Yeah.
So I doubt that Morgan's going to be able to go from Georgia to California or Mexico, wherever they are right now, and then back from California / Mexico all the way.
So you're thinking it's going to be a small flashback episode with
I
one
feel
of
like
the
it's-
Fear characters.
It has to be, otherwise it's not going to be believable for me.
It's a shame. And you liked Fear season 3.
I do like Fear. I do
I
like
thought,
Fear.
I thought this last season was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you all caught up?
Yeah.
What? I'm the only one who's not caught
Yeah.
up?
Dude,
Yeah.
get on it.
Get on it.
You were the guy that didn't want to do the show with me.
I know, but then I end up watching it, and I
it was
kind of
good,
fell in love with it.
right?
Yeah.
Because I thought sorry guys to segue for a second, but this is the Walking Dead Weekly. I liked season 1. I was annoyed with parts of season 2. And then I didn't want to watch season 3 because so much of season 2 let me down. But I've heard season 3 gets a lot better.
It did.
A ton better.
It
Yeah.
did. And I'm excited for season 4. I'm excited to see what they're going to do
Yeah.
with this crossover.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Morgan. We saw nothing of Morgan. We saw
Except in the preview.
Yeah.
we saw no Gabriel. We saw no Negan.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a bit more now about Maggie. All right, so Maggie and Jesus, this whole like identity crisis of ethics, morality, it continues. Of what are we gonna do with these prisoners? Gregory, I won't say it because even though I abbreviated it last week, I
Please do
stopped.
not
Just
say
say it. Just say
Okay,
it.
fine.
I
say
got
it.
no. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not saying it, but I want you to know I want to say it. My guy, who's sneaky.
Yes.
He he has been now like sent to the gulag with this built prison that we
Yeah.
have all of our saviors stuck into.
Well, before we even jump to that, did you guys think that they were building a prison, or did you think that they were going to build the gallows?
I figured that the prison.
Yeah, I figured it's probably gonna
Really?
be more of a prison. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that it was going to actually be the gallows for a second.
It's like there's not a lot of shows I can think of where they would do something just like hang 50, 60 people. I can't think of that many shows that they would just like take your characters you are supposed to believe are morally dependable,
Right.
and they would just kill people.
Well, I didn't think they were actually going to do it. I thought they were going to use it maybe as a scare tactic.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah. So they build this prison and they put everybody in there, including Gregory, who has a second scene in this episode where Maggie's just like, get inside, Gregory.
Yeah, and
I was
hits him with
Yeah.
the gun.
And I was like, is this going to be a running theme where every episode he's going to be like tagging along and she's like, get in your room.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But she like sends him into the prison. Now, Derrial, you suggested before the episode that you thought possibly it was a tactic to try to get the saviors on their side.
Yeah, you know, that's what I was trying to figure out if it was something that I missed, because there's a conversation that takes place with Jesus and Maggie, obviously, and she referenced the fact that, or one of them referenced the fact that he was in there, you know, having the conversations with the saviors, and I was thinking, like, was this a plan that he and Maggie had spoken about that we maybe didn't see, you know, on camera, or was it, you know, was it just that was just a statement that was made, but he really is, they still are looking at him like a complete rat, you know? But it would have been an interesting twist to see him kind of work with Maggie on this and kind of penetrate the inside, because even the way they showed him at the end when he was sitting down and the
Yeah.
saviors were having the conversation, it was Alden having the conversation with Dwight. The way he was looking at them was kind of like he was really trying to listen to the information, almost in the stance of, let me take this in so I can go back and tell someone.
Yeah,
You know, that's the way his eye line looked to me, you know,
No,
when he was telling it.
I definitely like your thought process on that. I feel like we've been calling him a certain phrase for this entire season,
Yep.
Ben, that I feel like if he did turn and do something like that, I feel like it would give his character more dimension and
Yeah.
more depth.
Yeah.
And I feel like I wouldn't start to like him, but I
Right.
would kind of understand where the writers are going. We're tired of him being, you know, the
This-
phrase that Ben likes to say.
This one note.
Yes,
One note, yeah.
exactly. This one note kind of character, and I feel like if that would be the turn they would take, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
Is the other guy that Alden was talking to, his name is Dwight? Because I might have missed that.
I think he was talking to Dwight. Maybe it wasn't Dwight at that point.
The guy that's like the one
long-haired
that's
guy?
the one that's always giving them
The
issues.
super D-bag guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know his name yet.
I want to make something extremely clear, and that's that I have been calling Gregory that phrase, Xander Berkeley, the actor, since long before he was on this show.
Of course.
Because he
course.
is the ultimate of that phrase.
Yes.
But
Just like got to that phrase.
Not Dwight. It wasn't Dwight. Sorry, no,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. But,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
however, can we just all rejoice for a second that I called it on the handsome guy who opens the door?
You
You know,
did.
there's been a whole chat conversation
Yes.
about this that
I
you
knew
called
it.
it. You did. You did.
You don't put someone on a show with a kisser like that if they're not going to be relevant. Like
Yes.
he would have been. They wouldn't have been on his face or let him have like more than one line if you knew he wasn't going to show back up. And I knew Arden was his name.
Alden.
Or Alden.
Alden.
Yeah.
You said it's a very millennial name.
Yeah, there's those millennial names, right? There's
Yes.
like that whole
blanket,
list.
an apple.
Well, those are like very abstract, but like Braden and like
Okay, I see what you're
Arden.
saying,
and-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, no shade to any of the people named that.
No,
like,
of course, no.
That's
we
a great
love
name.
Aldens.
It's a great name.
It's a great name. Do we trust him?
Not yet. I don't.
No,
Okay.
I don't really trust him.
I don't trust him.
I mean, I don't think we should trust him, but do we give him room to be trusted? Maybe that's a better question.
I mean, Maggie's single, so like
Maggie's single and pregnant.
single and pregnant, but like any guy who's like got some redeemable qualities and is like
Yeah.
TV handsome, I feel like could be on her level.
Okay.
Because she's gorgeous. Can we just talk about like Lauren Cohen for a second? So I have a real issue with Instagram. I want you guys to understand
Yes.
that like the explore feature on Instagram, I think is like it's so poorly organized. Because if you ever notice that if you click on one thing on the explore feature one time for all of eternity, you'll just
get it.
have like, and if you have any
Yeah.
interest in that thing, you'll inevitably click on a second one and
Yeah.
they become more and more prominent.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I one time clicked on a Lauren Cohen picture because I thought she was gorgeous, and now my feed on Instagram is
all Lauren.
filled with Lauren
It's
Cohen.
the algorithm, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's an Instagram page called Cohen Beauty, and I'm like, I'm not obsessed with Lauren Cohen. I like don't.
Like, do you have something to tell me about this?
That's amazing. I love
I'm just
that.
like, I don't need to be looking at this all the time. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, she is gorgeous. She is
She's a
a
good-looking
gorgeous.
woman.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
fan. Big
I think the one thing that bothered me about this episode with Maggie's character was that she had said when they were putting the prisoners into, or the saviors into the prison,
Yeah.
that they're not going to tolerate anything but full communication or full cooperation. Sorry. But then she doesn't shoot the guy in the head, the long-haired guy.
Yeah.
Guys, if you please in the chat, if you know his name, let me know because
I keep calling him long-haired guy as well.
Yeah, okay, so I guess they don't know either. But I feel like they need to just nip this in the bud and kill him.
Should have, yeah.
And I don't see that Maggie called it out and saying, we're not going to tolerate anything but full cooperation. But then when this guy gives you lip back, you
Yeah.
don't want to take care of it.
Do you think that throwing Gregory into the prison is a little bit like in that episode of Friends where Monica hires
Wow.
Joey at the restaurant to fire him to prove a
Stretch.
point? Do you think it's like
Wow,
that?
that's really deep, man. That was a hell of a reference. I
that-
like where you're going with it.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of could be something similar. I never thought of it that way,
no,
but you know what?
no Friends fans
Oh,
here?
no, I love Friends. I just would never equate The Walking Dead with Friends. So
She
I'm,
hires Joey at the restaurant so
Yes.
she can fire him to prove a point.
Right.
So maybe do you think like Gregory? No, because she'd have to kill Gregory. That wouldn't work.
Right.
Which would be, I would love if they use Gregory at his own game and then they kill him.
Right.
Because at first I thought they were going to kill Gregory. I
like-
said that
You
tonight.
did,
I
yeah.
said it would be great if they killed Gregory.
Maggie triple
That
crosses
made-
Gregory. She's like, go make friends with the people and get on my side.
Yeah, give
and
me
then
the
you don't know
information.
it, but I'm going to kill you in front of all of them
Yeah.
after you've become their friend
Yeah.
because I don't want you around.
Yeah.
And I want them to know that you gave me the information as I killed them. Yes. Drop the mic.
drop the mic.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. So
They said the long hair guy's Jared.
Jared. Thank you.
Jared.
Excuse me, I accidentally called him Dwight earlier because I wrote down something different, but it's Jared.
I have an
Jared,
issue with
got it.
characters on this show that I feel like survive significantly longer than they should. Like
Yeah.
that, I'm like in this world, I don't feel like there's patience or sympathy because lives are on the line and people have seen what happens. If you're sympathetic to somebody with bad intentions, it usually results in people dying.
Yeah.
The ratty guy who looks kind of like this guy
Yeah.
that Morgan had sympathy was a result of people dying.
The wolf guy, yeah.
And they didn't kill him. So like I definitely feel like it's just I don't believe it anymore. When I have smart characters like Maggie where I'm just like this guy's a problem, you just shoot the guy.
That's why I was surprised.
Yeah.
Because she said it, and then I
She
was like,
said it.
okay, so it's gonna happen, and then it didn't happen because it was only a matter of time before he was like, he said something stupid or did something stupid, and clearly we see his motives when he's trying to take over the hilltop.
I still think it's coming, but that'll be my prediction.
So there were some interesting conversations about what they're fighting for that happened at the beginning of the episode. And one of Jesus's lines because Maggie in the beginning of the episode talking about killing everyone, and then at the end, she basically makes a comment which is like, we're going to try to use them to our advantage, and if we can't use them, we're going to kill them all, right? That's what she says.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jesus has a problem because early in the episode he makes the comment, we have to make sure what's left is worth what we lost. Which I thought was a really, really special comment from Jesus. I think that's, we have to make sure what's left is worth what we lost, is like kind of indicative of everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to lose people. They know they're going to lose people that are important to them. And if they kill 100 people in cold blood, they just murder 100 people, like, what's left? Like, what does that do to the psyche of the people that are left? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Okay, let me ask you this though. Do you think that sometimes his character is a little bit too righteous? Like it's like some of
His name is Jesus. So.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I
yeah.
think him
obviously.
handing out the food was a little poetic in that
You know what I
moment.
mean? Yeah.
I do feel like it is a little over righteous because I keep going back and looking at his character from when we first met him, and he was never like this. He was never
Right.
like, let's save everybody.
Right.
So it's a very 180-degree turn for him. But no, I'm with you.
know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little too much for me. I don't think, like, again, it's just like it's what we talked about with him when he wanted to not kill that guy.
Yeah.
That guy turned out to be evil. It's like you want your protagonists and your antagonists for that matter to be smarter. And I feel like the antagonists are always smarter in
Yes.
those situations. The
Yeah.
protagonists are always idealistic,
Yep.
and they always get themselves in trouble. And it's like I almost wish that they were more aggressive, and then their aggression got them in trouble, and that would teach them. It would like teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's so many situations where they're just like, oh yeah, we'll like trust this guy. We'll try to make the best of it because we're good people. But it's like that's not how the world works anymore. You
Yeah.
can't just
Right.
be good people. They'll
Right.
just slit your throat while you're sleeping if they get the chance.
Exactly.
They're just gonna kill you.
Well, it's interesting too because it's almost like they pick a character with each kind of season to be the righteous person. I mean, we've seen it be Morgan before. We've seen it be Ezekiel, and now they're broken. So it's like it's a matter of time. It's like all those characters that are these righteous people at some point, they get broken. So it's like is Jesus the next one to be broken down
Yeah.
the line? You know?
Right. All right, we only have a few more minutes, so let's cover the last two bits of the episode before we move on. The first one, we just had a quick moment with Aaron talking
Yeah.
about missing Eric. Talking to Maggie. Maggie's the Judith, and he says, does it get easier? And she says, no, but she did have a great comment, right? She says, no, but it helps if you do something about it.
Yeah.
I like that moment.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice comment. That he, as a character, he feels a bit shoehorned at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That just felt like, what was that doing in this episode? It's just like, insert 3 minutes. It sucks too, because Ross Marquand's a great actor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wish that I had more patience for him as a character. But Eric was so barely in the show that when he died, it just didn't matter.
Right.
And, like, it just, that relationship feels cheap to me. It
Yeah,
sucks.
I don't know. I've never really had a strong connection with Aaron with the show, regardless.
Yeah.
So he's kind of one of those characters to me that I think he's a great actor, but I think that I haven't had that moment of he could leave, that'd be fine. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not.
They could have done more. They
Yeah,
really
no,
could have done
I'm
more
definitely on
with
the same boat as you guys. I mean, and speaking from the LGBT community, I'm just like, I wanted them to go further with his character. And I've gotten a lot of shit for saying it. Like, I wasn't attached to Eric at all. And I wasn't really that upset now that he is gone. I do feel like this new character plan that they have for Aaron is
Yeah.
going to make me like him more,
'Cause you
whatever
think-
it is.
Because you think you know what's going to happen.
Yes and no, because once again, the show doesn't really
Right.
stick to the comics, and it just goes off and what it does. But I feel like whatever it is, they're going to make us more emotionally invested in Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought it was weird, kind of also with him going off with Enid. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That
But
is-
Enid also is another character that has to do something.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
last breakout moment that she had was with her backstory and the just survived somehow and her parents being
The
killed. and all
Glenn
this
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too.
It was like last season.
Yeah. I mean, she needs something more.
I mean, that was the same. Yeah. But
Yeah.
so there was that, and then there was this Karl Sadiq storyline. Was the other?
I like that.
Yes.
That
was the
was
other
great.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Karl kind of continuing to take more ownership and trying to assert himself as a little bit more of the plan.
Yes.
And so he makes friends with the Sadiq guy. You know, he stays to save him. Now, and then he asks the Rick questions.
Yeah.
It's funny, like they're doing a thing now where they're introducing other avenues of leadership.
Yes.
to kind of displace Rick. And I wonder two things. One, does it mean that we're going to see the show go in a different direction where Rick is less of the main character? And two, does that mean that Rick's going to get killed and leave the show? Because he's the biggest star on the show in terms of like the name brand recognition.
Yeah.
I mean, that was made by the show. He's probably 43, 44, I'm guessing. Like early 40s.
Yeah.
He's got a movie career ahead of him, I'm assuming. Like, he's a good actor. It seems like he's the kind of guy that could have a solid 10 years of movies in him right now. He could pull a John Hamm.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to do this show forever.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready to see him leave yet, though.
8 years.
That would be...
Yeah.
I don't know if I could see it yet.
I feel like they have to play a Doctor Who and like change out the main character at some point because it's The Walking Dead, and I feel like we've always said on this show, after they killed Glenn, that was like the highest stakes that they could pull.
Right.
The step up from that would be killing another
Rick.
major character, and why not Rick? Why does Rick get this special treatment? Why does Rick get the special treatment in the zombie apocalypse? I understand that he is the main character. I understand that he's the main character of the comics, but at the same time, we have other avenues that we can explore.
I don't think that... I think they could do it two ways. I think they could kill Rick. I also think that they could do the thing we talked about that we think might happen at the end of the season, and he could become a secondary character that goes to Atlanta to shoot from time to time, and he's not there all the time. And he could do other things with his career. I don't know. We'll see.
I can see. I mean, we obviously have Michonne who could leave. We have, Maggie who could leave. We have Carol. We have Daryl. We haven't even. And I feel like I miss Daryl right now. I feel like even though they're showing, we see him in bits and pieces now, but I feel like I haven't gotten a good Daryl storyline in a while. And I'm kind of thirsty for it.
I think Maggie would be the obvious choice there for leadership. The last thing I do want to talk about briefly here before we get to predictions. Is this whole like Rosita fighting storyline?
It was my favorite scene tonight. That's where I'm gonna say I got to give Rosita props because I did not see that blow up coming.
Bazooka?
Oh, was that. You heard me yell in the middle of the show. I was so excited when that happened.
It was pretty good.
It was badass.
It was amazing.
Because I didn't think she was gonna do it, and it was like he was like, "You're not gonna use that." Bam!
What's so funny is that I knew she was going to use it. That's why I'm so attached to her, because I was like, she's going to do it.
R.I.P. Leo, because you went out, man. Leo, your body exploded, buddy.
Yeah.
See you later.
She just no hesitation.
No, not at all.
No.
I think the only criticism that I have for that moment is that she didn't use the bazooka on the truck and just killed the ultimate point is why they were there.
The truck.
Yeah. And then took care of what's his name, because he wasn't really that close to her. You know what I mean? He went, she could have easily shot the truck and then defended herself in whatever way she could have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. They're like definitely doing. It's funny, like if you look at the way this day and a half has been set up. I talked about this like a couple episodes ago. The whole like video game similarity. Yeah. It does really feel like a video game. It feels like there's there's like this mission that's been laid out, and each episode is kind of like the checkpoints. Like, don't let the truck get from the outpost back to the sanctuary to warn the people. Yeah. Make sure you take it out. It's like clear out this bunker. Like, get this weapon. Collect this rocket launcher. It feels like it's a video game.
Right. That's true. But then if she had blown up the truck, wouldn't that have caused too much attention to that area? That's what I was thinking. It might have caused too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
what I was
you
thinking.
literally shot a person inside of a.
But that still was inside of that place,
Yes.
and a lot of that probably was you probably couldn't hear it. You wouldn't see it, so you would see that truck being blown up for miles.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like we don't really need to justify that because it was a good moment.
It was a good moment.
It was it was one of my favorites this season.
You know what show has also a lot of really, really great moments? Do you guys watch the show Vikings? On History?
It's a great show.
I haven't watched it.
Well, it's History's hit drama series, and it's about a family saga that tells the remarkable tales of the lives and epic adventures of the raiders and explorers of the Dark Ages. And its season 5 premieres on November 29th at 9 Eastern Standard Time, only on History. Their biggest question this season is who will rise, kind of like in The Walking Dead. Who will rise? It's going to be Rick, is it going to be Negan, is it going to be Jadis? Their biggest question on Vikings is who will rise. Season 5 begins with Ivar the Boneless asserting his leadership over the great heathen army while Lagertha reigns as Queen of Kattegat. Ivar's murder of his brother Sigurd sets the stage for vicious battles to come as Ragnar's sons plot their next move. as avenging their father's death. This season is full of startling alliances and unbelievable betrayals as the Vikings fight to rule the world. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers joins the cast as Bishop Hemond this season. And season 5 is 10 episodes, so I might just binge watch this.
I've seen the ads with
Okay.
Rhys-Meyers in the show.
Yeah.
He looks sweet. I love Rhys-Meyers. Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
Big fan.
The Tudors, he was
Yeah,
awesome in that.
Great.
Yeah.
And the show's grotesquely violent. My
It
friend
is very
Joelle,
violent.
who does shows on AfterBuzz, she's a big fan of the show.
Okay.
She talks about there's like one crazy violent scene last season that she always talks about. She's a big fan of the show, and I've heard actually very, very good things. Also, Ben Robson is on the show.
Nice.
Who used to be on Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
He's jacked. He's huge. He's a good actor. He's got a sweet accent. So watch that.
Yeah, guys, if you like gore and you, want some crazy characters, tune in November 29th at 9, only on History.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
History. Speaking of shirtless characters, there was a quick shot.
But
That was a great segment.
There's a quick shot where Jadis draws an A on the container that Rick's in.
Yeah.
Oh.
After she thinks
She did.
about things, she goes back.
And you see his eyeball in the other hole.
She goes back to her tool shop. And she heard the whole entire thing's a tool shop.
The whole thing is very true.
And Rick's inside this bunker, and two things I noticed. One, Rick has his shirt off. I was trying to figure out why his shirt was off in the bunker.
He was
Well,
completely naked.
he was in his underwear.
He was
'cause
co-
when they
oh, I thought he was completely naked.
Or I thought he was.
The scenes from next week, he looks like he his boxers.
Yeah,
How
boxers
did,
on
Did
from
they
the preview.
strip him down? Did Jadis order that maybe?
I'm sure she did.
I bet she
Yeah.
did to
I'm
make
sure
sure she wanted to take all of his weapons and everything
Right.
he had, make sure he didn't have anything on.
Or
him.
to get a preview of the goods.
I think
Or to get a preview of the goods, or
And,
do both at the
or
same
to
time.
dominate him, like we talked about, stripping him of his masculinity.
Stripping him down. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. And she drew an A on the container. Do you think it means ally? Do you think it means what do you mean? What do you think it means? Anarchy.
Where did I see? I know that A was a really big symbolism in one of the seasons. Guys in the chat, let me know. But do you guys remember seeing all the A's and everybody was like, "What does A mean?" And we never got to the bottom of it.
Terminus? I don't know.
It was before
I just put it in
Terminus.
the chat to see what they say.
But I remember just seeing A's everywhere, and I feel like maybe Jadis and them were the people behind the A's.
A people?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what A means. I have no idea. I don't think it means
remember.
ally though, because if her vocabulary is as good as her grammar, then I doubt that she's
Right.
gonna put A on there.
For sure. Apoplectic. Maybe.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly the word she was thinking of.
I think.
Vader Girl said Terminus A.
I
A lot of
thought
people are saying Terminus in the chat.
there was a. Are you sure the
Were they
Terminus
part
symbol
of
wasn't-
Terminus though?
No, because they were eating people at Terminus.
Yeah, they were eating people.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
That was like one of my favorite seasons, actually. I really like the Terminus season. So, all right, I think that pretty much wraps
Yeah.
up everything that we have. Cohen Beauty.
Cohen
all right.
Beauty.
It's a good Instagram channel if you like Laura Cohen. I mean,
Exactly. Learned a new thing about you
Shout out to
tonight,
those
Ben.
Instagram people.
I didn't create it, so let's get into predictions and
Your
comic book spoilers.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, we're going to do a quick prediction each, and then we're going to talk about the comic book for a quick second because we like to do a comic book spoiler for about a minute at the end of this. Predictions. I think that Jadis is going to make Rick do something demeaning that he doesn't want to do to join her, and then he's going to do it because he takes care of his people, and then he's going to have the salvagers on his side.
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. I think that Maggie's going to use Gregory, and that Gregory is going to die.
He's the mole.
He's the mole, and I think that we're also going to see between the next 2 weeks one of our major characters get killed as well. I want to even say, I don't want to say it, but I'm not sure who yet.
You think
But-
Ezekiel? I was on the tip of your tongue.
It was Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Because we now are finding a stronger connection with him and Karl. But they also could play that out a little bit longer too. The second
Could
half
be
of the season.
Gabriel.
So
That too.
yeah, well,
All
that
of
would
the-
be an obvious choice to me.
all the
Gabriel.
characters you
Yeah.
dislike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was some major foreshadowing with the Hilltop prisoners escaping, so I think that's gonna
Right.
go down. I feel like that's gonna force Maggie into a position in leadership, or to make a decision that she doesn't want to be in, which is to have to kill other people. I feel like Rick is going to have to fight for his life again. Remember how they did that when they first encountered Jadis and her group?
When he has the zombie with the spike
Yeah,
helmet.
I think that
was sweet.
she's gonna make him do something crazy like that again to prove his worth, which I would love because I like when they did that. I thought that was super cool. I feel like the helicopter is gonna make an appearance, or the people behind the helicopter at some point is gonna make an appearance in the mid-season. I don't think anybody, or major character, is gonna die in the mid-season, but I do think that this helicopter that happened last episode is gonna make an appearance because I want to know what the hell that helicopter was about.
Okay, real talk.
Yes.
Derrial and I last week
Didn't bring it up.
We didn't bring it up.
I
We
know.
apologize.
I think what happened, because somebody tweeted at me, I think we missed the final 5 minutes of last week's episode unknowingly, because there was apparently a scene of Gabriel in the prison,
Yes,
like
and he
really
was
distraught,
sick.
and also a helicopter, and we missed both of those two
And I just don't
scenes.
think that both of us would have missed it. I don't.
No, I think we
didn't see
just
it.
Maybe you guys just
accidentally
missed
didn't
the
watch
last 5
it.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you guys know, last week the episode was not recorded here, which was the blunder that we had to watch it
We had to
streaming
watch it
online.
streamed,
So we
yeah.
didn't have the ability to queue it up here to watch.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So Gabriel is apparently sick because Eugene goes to visit him because Negan has him in prison.
Okay, yeah.
And so he's like sweating and he's got like the fevers. I think when Negan and Gabriel were fighting through the walkers out of the trailer, that Gabriel must have gotten bitten, which I'm not upset about. Sorry, guys.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm not sorry. And then obviously the helicopter flies over Rick, and Rick is like, "What the hell?"
On his
So
walk.
yeah, we definitely didn't
Yeah,
see
on
that.
his walk
Junkyard.
to the
Got it.
Now I don't feel so stupid.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
did not get a chance to see that.
we
so
didn't see
okay,
either of those
thank you
comics.
for
Yeah, of course.
for
No,
that.
no problem, guys.
So that's going to wrap us up. We are going to do a quick spoiler section from the comic book. I do want to make sure we all sign off in case you guys don't want to do a spoiler. If you guys want to find me, you can find me at Ben Baby Media, Twitter, Instagram. Stay tuned for a second for a spoiler. D,
You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Guys, I'm Timothy Michael. Find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. IAM Timothy Mike.
This is your countdown, guys. 10 seconds. Get off the air. Turn off your phone. Get rid of your YouTube.
Spoiler alert!
Pull off your headphones.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Yell loudly. Whatever you got to do. Comic book spoilers. So yeah, what I was talking about as far as the flash forward stuff goes
Yes.
is like I really do think that they might just kill Rick and Maggie might just take over the show.
With television shows, it's different because they can't just kill off the main character. You know what I mean? So I liked what you said, that your second option, which was just making Rick more of a secondary character.
He fades into the background kind of.
Yeah, but then at the same time, I'm like, kill him. It would be awesome. Like, not awesome,
Yeah.
but like it would be awesome. It would be epic.
It'd be
It would be
better.
epic.
It'd be
Yeah.
better to kill him in a moment, like in an important moment when he's a prominent character, than it
Yes.
would be to push him off to the side and then kill him 2 seasons later.
Yeah,
or
because then
something.
we lose the emotional connection to him.
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for. I'm hoping that they explore, because reading the comic books, I realize how bad of an ass Eugene is.
Yeah.
Like how much better of a character he is in
Yeah.
the comics. So I'm hoping they explore that between the next 2 episodes.
He gets
into the
way
mid-season.
better in the later part of the comic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping, they kind of explore that a little bit with his character,
Yeah.
especially after whatever happens with Gabriel happens.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we need to
Yeah.
chat about, right? That
Yeah.
was the
Give Me Shelter said the show will be canceled if Rick dies, only because he's still a major protagonist.
I don't know if it's true. The
I
show's ratings are
disagree.
so far down. I don't know how much further they go down. I think the diehards are still going to stick with it, even if Rick does die.
Yeah.
It's funny. Somebody I know, I mentioned this last week. He was like, it used to be the social currency was when did you see Hamilton?
Yeah.
The current social currency is when did you stop watch Walking Dead?
Yikes.
That's like what a lot, because like
Yeah.
people don't watch the show anymore.
Yeah,
It's
and every
like,
time I say it, they're like, "You're still watching it?" And I'm
Right.
like, "Yep."
So we're the
Because I
diehards.
still
the
like
diehards.
it. Thank you.
Us
The
in
ride or
this
die,
group,
baby.
We're the diehards, guys. We still love it. So as much as we talk smack about it, we love it.
That's
Come
why
on,
we love
beauty.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for listening, for watching. We'll see you guys all same time, same place next week.
Awesome.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
That's why when you brought up Gabriel, I was like, "Why?"
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.